Welcome, everybody, to the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast, episode number 179. And coming up on this one, Nylander steals the show in Sweden. His point streak's now up to 17 games to start the season. The Leafs sweep the Global Series over the weekend. They get a win over Detroit. They get a win over Mini. They've now won 4 in a row. We got one segment tonight, little special Red Line Diaries, a Swedish version of Red Line Diaries. All this and more coming up on episode 179 of the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast.
Holy Mackinac. Talk about rising to the occasion for William Nylander. Massive Swedish meatballs for this guy over the weekend. Here we go. Let's hit the intro.
Tavares coming out, sends it in a goal. They score! They score! Holy Mackinac, they score! The Leafs have won it! They're going to the second round! Do you believe this? Holy Mackinac!
Welcome, everybody, to the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast. I'm Chad.
I'm Dale.
Don't forget, follow us on social media at the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Hit like, subscribe while you're on YouTube. Leave a comment on the video. Follow us on TikTok, Tip In Podcast. Email us, tipinpodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to donate to the show, go to patreon.com/Tip In Maple Leafs podcast to do so. Well, Dale, it was a couple random odd times. We had an afternoon game. We had a little Sunday morning delight. What did you think?
Yeah, we had an afternoon delight. And
Afternoon delight. That's right.
Sunday morning breakfast, brother. I was popping the waffles in the fucking toaster, and away we go. 8 a.m. on Sunday morning. Waffle time all over the place here. Extra syrup. That's what Nylander said. I'm going to put a little extra sauce on this weekend, and he sure as hell did.
He did.
Plenty more on Nylander to come here, plus a special little Swedish Red Line Diaries edition. Going to be very interesting to see what Chad has in store here. The Toronto Maple Leafs decide to rock their blue buckets with their white threads. Chad, what are your thoughts on the blue buckets with the white threads? Haven't seen that in quite a long time.
No, it's been a long time. I liked it. I mean, it looks sharp, I thought. I mean, it wasn't anything special, but it looks sharp. And I think, they should keep it going. They're 2-0 with the blue buckets.
Yeah.
Let's keep that going.
Different look. I like that. Different look. I'm just going to throw this out there because I don't think they were allowed to do that. There's rules in place. NHL with their fucking rules, whatever. It had to be agreed upon by the National Hockey League. Like, it had to be voted on or something. Like the governors or the owners or some shit. I don't know. Like there somebody had to agree for I don't know if it's just the Leafs, like if it was just for the Leafs for this weekend, or if it was like now there's a new ruling in place saying, and I don't know this, but now there could be a new ruling in place saying if you want to wear your home bucket, whatever, if you want to wear your home color buckets on the road or vice versa, I guess you could maybe do that now. I don't know for sure. But I'd kind of like to see them switch it up here or there, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, chrome buckets, no problem. But if you want to wear your road bucket with your home bucket with your road jersey, well, we got to talk about that.
We got to talk about that. No, but like when the Kings and Vegas wear their crazy chrome buckets, it's like they were wearing an alternate jersey when they do it. They don't just wear it when they're wearing like their regular jerseys, right?
Right.
So this is like, the Leafs don't have that. They have the Bieber blacks, and they do have like a third jersey. I don't know if they're going to be pulling that out this season. I imagine they will at some time. But it's blue or white for the Leafs. That's it. Like you got two colors to choose from. So I don't know. We'll see going forward. I agree. Like, so, they've now won 4 in a row. 2 with the blue buckets as a road team. So I'd like to see that, man. They're going to be cooking home here. I doubt they're coming home this evening as we're doing this Sunday evening. They just played this morning. I can't see how they don't spend another night in Sweden. Like, what's the rush? They still have another 4 days off, right? Why not spend another night, get a few more Swedish meatballs India, and maybe a few other tasty treats around Stockholm? What's the rush? Board the plane. You got a long flight. Go at it hard tonight. You got a long flight home. They're not even going home. Where are they going, Chad? Where are they going where's that flight? Where's that bird going when it gets back to North America?
Well, they got an afternoon delight date with the Blackhawks. Shout out.
Which is absolutely crazy, man. 2 Fridays in a row. They're going to be playing 2 p.m. because American Thanksgiving next weekend in the States. So they got a date with the big dirty Blackhawks next Friday at 2 p.m. Not sure how that one's going to go. They might be a little sleepy after this trip. All the shenanigans they probably got up to over this last week. So
for sure, if I was a betting guy, I bet they lose that game against Chicago. Coming off the high of the Sweden trip, all the time changes, the jet lag. I bet they come back down to earth and they get beat by the Blackhawks. But who knows?
Who knows?
Because we all know when Willie Stiles sees a Blackhawk, he's not afraid.
No, he's not afraid of anything right now, man. William Nylander, absolutely wild, dude. So, look, the Friday matinee against Detroit, the Leafs were pretty much sleeping first couple periods. Too many meatballs. I get it. It's not good.
Happens.
It happens. Exploring the sites and all that kind of stuff. And maybe exploring a few establishments too, like down there. Who knows what those boys were getting up to with like 4 or 5 days off before they actually played the game. But anyway, so Detroit was beating them 2-0. Leafs come back in the third. Bertuzzi, who I thought looked really sharp in that hockey game. Nylander, obviously, Tavares. Incredible. So Nylander's point streak at that time was 16 games. They beat Detroit 3-2 in regulation. Sunday morning, here we go against the Minnesota Wild. They end up pulling it out 4-3 in overtime, kind of back and forth a little bit. They kind of had it. They kind of fell asleep again, let Minnesota back, whatever. But Matthews, Nyes, Riley, and Nylander get the goals. Specifically, Nylander just absolutely ridiculous with the winner in overtime. Man, oh man. Like, what a fucking rock star this guy has been all season. But that overtime winner he had a point on the first goal of the game to extend his point streak to 17 games. But William Nylander, dude, what a fucking rock star this guy. Talk about rising to the occasion. This is look at this shit.
Oh, yeah. And we were talking about this earlier before we started recording, how you could see it coming in overtime. You could see him. Every time he had the puck, he was just looking. He was looking for that lane to the net, wanted to drive the net. And then when he did get that lane, he had JT on his wing. He said, "No way.
No way.
I'm taking this in. This is my goal. This is my series."
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. He all weekend, like not only all week was he the star everywhere in Sweden. He's on talk shows wearing a wife beater and a gold chain.
Getting felt up.
and felt up by some old lady in a turtleneck sweater. He's like on the billboards. He's going to all these different events because he was sort of the star of the Swedish trip. There were lots of Sweden players.
Not sorry. Not sort of the star.
He was. Well, I mean, they had like a lot of the legendary Swedish players were around. Matt Sundin's there.
Yeah.
Everything's going on. But he was like the star of the Swedish trip. And we were talking about this earlier before we started recording, how it would have been okay had he just not shown up. Pressure got to him. All the family and friends, the whole country wanted to see him play. Yep. But not only did he show up, he was the best player of all 4 teams this weekend.
Absolutely stole the show. Without a doubt, stole the show in both games. He just you could just see it. Like he wanted it and he's and he did it. He was just like, this is my time here. This little week here in Sweden. It's like, he was just running the show, man. It was absolutely wild to see. Like, look, I think the Leafs played really good at times in these 2 games, and I think they played not really good at times in these 2 games. So I'm not sure what to take away from this trip other than the William Nylander show. Like, we can get back into Willie here in a sec, but like, we'll go to the goalies just quickly. So Samsonov played against Detroit. Wall played against Minnesota. What are your thoughts on the 2 games specifically the goaltenders.
Yeah, a couple stiff Hawks. They played good. Samsonov, he in the first game, it was kind of the Leafs were asleep. Detroit was kind of asleep as well. But I thought he kept them in it until they came to life in the third period. Joseph Woll, though, I think he played better than Samsonov. Minnesota had some really good chances, and he stood tall today.
Well, like
this morning.
Man, look, Joseph Woll at a time or two in this game, Sunday morning against Minnesota, he was full spread. This guy knows how to spread them, and a couple saves off his shaft, save off his knob. I don't know what says a goalie's feeling it more so than you're making saves with your shaft and your knob in the same game. What else needs to be said? He held them in it. Like, that's the truth. I know Minnesota crawled back in the third and whatever, forced it to overtime, but Joseph Woll, I thought, was really, really good in this game. He's had some ups and downs. Like, he's had some really good games. He's had some okay games and a couple not so good games. Young kid, what are you going to do? Like, it's a feeling out process. He's learning how to play in the NHL, but seriously though, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to take some time for Joseph Woll to like really figure it out.
Yeah. He's had 11 games this year,
but all the tools are there. Like, the tools are there. Like, you see him when he decides to spread it. Look at how far this dude can spread it, man. This guy, talk about spreading it.
His groin is unbelievable. I mean, we know groins, and when you see his groin, you just know. It's a golden groin.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. So anyway, the Leafs do sweep the global series here. They win both games, both road games, mind you. The Leafs brought about 100 fucking people with them at least. Carlton the Bear was there, and I'm pretty sure Mike Ross. They brought their PA announcer, Mike Ross, their in-house public address announcer, to call the fucking like in-house like the goals and the penalties and shit.
Weird because I didn't notice it while watching, and I'm not sure if it was him 100%.
It was him, man. I know his voice.
But they were the road team for both games. Like, the Leafs did not lose any of their home ticket sales or anything on this trip. 2 road games.
But maybe none of the other teams wanted to pay like extra money to have any of the other crew come with them. So the Leafs were like, yeah, we got this, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Maybe, yeah.
But it was so interesting to hear the Leafs PA, because they were away games. So he wasn't as hyped about announcing the goals and stuff. It was just so funny how he's normally like, goal scored by number 88, William Nylander. But no, in these games, he was just like, Toronto goal scored by number 88, William Nylander. Like a normal guy would call it, right? He didn't put any of like emphasis on it.
Like the road team would call it when they
exactly. It was very weird all around. He got blue buckets. Yeah, it's just crazy weekend. And like what happens in Sweden, I guess, is like, we'll never know what really went down, but I can imagine a thing or two. But anyway, I don't know, like good stuff. They've won 4 in a row, and Nylander's point streak is now up to 17 games, which puts him up there like modern era to start a season, 17 points. There's only 2 ahead of him, Danny Heatley and Matt Sundin. Danny Heatley's got 20 games. I think Sundin's at 30. So Nylander's only 3 away from Danny Heatley. I know you were mentioning like prior about Marner. What were you saying about Mitch?
Yeah, just that he has the Leaf record for a game point streak.
He blew past it last year.
He blew past it, and I was just saying that, I mean, Nylander's on sort of the same type of tear we saw. And you know what's funny about this whole Nylander thing? Like, his point streak is there hasn't been too many games where he's just snuck out with like a secondary assist. Like, it's a legit point streak where he's putting up goals and primary assists on very important plays in the game.
He'll get a secondary assist, but he'll also bury a beauty, like same game. So yes, no, he's not just skirting by with like secondary assists.
No, like the Friday night game, they're asleep against Detroit, or sorry, Friday afternoon, they're asleep against Detroit. Willie comes out, gets the goal, gets it going, and then takes a major hit in the corner to set up John Tavares for the game winner. Like, these aren't just he's not just sneaking out with floating by, getting assists here and there. He's producing at a high rate. He is taking that number. Can you imagine going back in the summer now? I bet Brad Tree Living is sitting there being like, we should have just given him 9.5 when he asked.
I wonder what the number was in the summer. We'll never what
know.
it was. But whatever it was,
it ain't that today.
They should have signed it, because I'm telling you right now, man, like absolute rock star mode for William Nylander right here. Is he going to slow down? Potentially, yes. But
it's going to eventually.
But there's no chance. And we were talking like before the season started, like, okay, they couldn't get a deal done here, but it's going to start with the 9. It's going to be 9.5. Maybe that's the sweet spot. It's gone up. The needle has moved for me. Like it starts with the 10. That's it. If the Leafs want him to be a Toronto Maple Leaf, it starts at 10. Maybe it's just 10 flat. Maybe it's 10.25. I don't know where they want to go here. A lot of wiggle room. Tavares is coming off the books in 2 seasons, or 1 more season after this season. So if his salary, like, there's a way to make this happen, but you can't just be like throwing him Mitch's money and be like, okay, Willie, here you go. Like, they got to figure it out. But man, I really, really want them to figure it out. I want this guy on the team. He just looks incredible.
Yeah.
Is this contract year? Okay. It looks like he scored 40 last year. He is killing it this year. It looks like he's going to potentially, I don't want to say blow past that, but would you be fucking shocked if the guy scored 50 goals this year?
No, not at the rate he's going.
Not at this rate. So do you think like there's maybe a little smoke and mirrors here because it's a contract year? Or do you think like he's just found it and everything's just fitting into place, and he is just going to, regardless of the new contract, he's going to still like, basically he won't disappear next season. If he signs a new deal.
I get it. I get the whole thing. A lot of people say that. They say, well, it's a contract year. That's why he's playing this way. Wait till he gets paid. He's going to go back to disappearing and floating. But me and you, we have watched William Nylander since the beginning, since he first came to Toronto. And all I've seen is him evolve. He went from he couldn't play defense at all. He got better at defense, kind of a floater, started to appear, was never physical. Now he's getting more physical. He's just evolving into a better player as he gets older, bigger, stronger. Anyway,
dude, do you not love watching like that goal in overtime? Okay. This morning, Riley makes a nice play to prevent a goal, gets the puck up ice to Nylander. And he's just like, as soon as he got that puck, I'm like,
he knew.
That's it. This is it right here. The way he drives the net. You can't stop. You can't take the puck off him. You can't stop him. He's basically just like, okay, watch this. Give me the puck. I'm putting it in the net.
And so nonchalant about it.
Oh,
anyway, my point is that I don't know if this will be his career high. Like if he just has an incredible, he gets to 100 points, 40 goals, whatever. Will that be the highest he gets in his career? Maybe. I don't know. But will he show up next year and just go back to Willie 5 years ago, floating around the ice? No, I don't think so. I think he's evolved into a different player. This may be his career high in points, but he's definitely a different player, and he's worth. You look at some of the guys, man. I was looking at the list of players that are making north of 10.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason he shouldn't be on that list.
Oh, no way. Of course. No,
like the way he's playing. So anyway,
totally agree.
And Marner's point streak was 23 games.
Oh, I thought he went up to like 26 or something like that.
No, his 23 game point streak.
Okay, well,
that
still
is
impressive.
It's still impressive. But my point is that Nylander could, after that record held for so long, Marner breaks it, and then the very next year, Nylander has a chance. I mean, he's only 6 games away from tying it.
No, he's knocking on the door there.
Yeah.
He's knocking on the door. Anyway, that's incredible stuff, man. I got a couple more things before we get to the segment here.
Yep.
I think like Matt Sundin was cooking around in Sweden and whatever, like, giving out Rolexes and like dropping ceremonial face-offs and all this kind of stuff, but
rocking darts in the parking lot.
Rocking dart. No, I don't know about that now. His wife was there and he's got 3 little kids now and stuff. Maybe. Well, look, okay, I can't confirm this, but I don't think, I know they were in Sweden or whatever, but just because of the good times being had, I have a feeling, like I've been told, I can't confirm this, but I think there was another former Leaf kicking around who was really there for a good time. He was just there to kind of get his brand out there, and he was just like, hey boys, you want to have a little tasting session this week, potentially after the game, whatever. I'm talking about the Eagle. Once he saw it spreading wide, a celebratory weekend. Maybe we take a little second before we go to the segment and we hear from Eddie Belfour. What do you think?
Yeah,
I heard he was around.
I didn't see him.
But
we caught wind of it. All right, yeah, let's hear from Eddie.
Okay.
Hi, Ed Belfour here, Belfour Spirits.
Making some of the best whiskey in the world. We've been at this for 5 years, going on 6 years. And this is family operated. We go to work every day. We work on every aspect of this business. We take great pride, at watching people drink our whiskey and that big smile on their face. Like, wow, this is really, really good. That's what's so awesome, is when you see those people loving your whiskey. And it's like when I played a game and at the end of the game, they're chanting my name. We just want to make really great tasting whiskey, and that's our goal. And, as it ages, it's only going to get better. We're very proud of that.
Buy a bottle and I'll sign it for you. Buy two, I'll help you drink the second one. Have a great day.
Eddie the Eagle. If you want to pick up some Belfour Spirits, just go to belfourspirits.com and you can find out where to buy a bottle. And remember, if you buy two, he'll help you drink the second one.
They might be sold out now after that week in Stockholm there, but
yep,
we'll see. I think Eddie was over there having a good old time, like the good old days. All right, Chad, before we go to the segment, here's what I'm going to say. Ryan Reeves now has been a healthy scratch for 3 straight games. The Leafs have won all 3 of those games. Fourth line looks significantly better. They're not like killing it. Gregor's got great speed, whatever. They just look so much better. Like, they're not contributing offensively every night, but they're not.
They look like an NHL fourth. Not only do they look like an NHL fourth line, they look like one of the better NHL fourth lines.
They're not hurting the team anymore.
Not at all.
Like when Reeves was on the ice.
They're playing hockey.
So Reeves, I don't know, tough there, but Klingberg is really what I wanted to talk about here. Now, I think that Klingberg, he was on the trip, but couldn't play, whatever. Don't know exactly what's going on with this guy, but okay. There's been a little rumor floating around here that potentially when the Leafs show up at the airport tomorrow morning, Tree Living's going to pull John Klingberg aside and say, Johnny, you're staying here, bud. You're going straight to Robidas Island. You're not welcome back on the Bird with us, okay? I made a gigantic mistake. Sorry, don't take it personally. It's only 1 year. You'll be able to get it back next year, or maybe not. But we got to get this $4 million off the books immediately.
Yeah.
Klingberg straight to Robidas Island. Thoughts on this? He doesn't even go back to North America with the team. He just stays in Sweden.
I think you're giving Tree Living too much credit. I think he calls him in first thing in the morning and he says, hey, John, how are you? Little change of plans, okay? Flight's not leaving from Stockholm today. Got a different airport just outside of town. Flight time's 5 p.m. Meanwhile, Leafs are getting on the Bird in Stockholm at 1 o'clock and flying over the ocean. And John's just like, hey, no problem. Yeah. That's
so he shows up all alone at a completely different airport.
He says, where's the team?
Team's already gone.
Yeah. There's probably a woman working behind the desk. She has no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And he's stuck in some small town. I mean, he'll make his way back to Toronto, but by that time, Brad Tree Living's already like, well, we didn't know you were coming back.
Oh, man. What to do with Reeves, but what to do specifically with Klingberg. Guys, we would love to know what your thoughts are. Let us know down in the comments. What would you do with these two guys, but specifically Klingberg? $4 million. You kind of have to make that go away. They need a better decor back there. I don't know if it involves Klingberg. $4 million. Think what else you could do with that money. Let us know your thoughts down below.
especially if he's hurt. Like apparently he's had this injury. This isn't just new. He said he's like, "Oh, I've had this injury for years." It's like, okay, well, then why did we sign a banged up Klingberg
Yeah,
to begin with?
That's not good management. It's really not.
No.
But
And Mike Johnson reported, because he was there, that he actually does look banged up. Like this isn't a Robidas Island where Lou's just sending healthy players like Lou Cole and Robidas away. He actually is injured, but at the same time, he can't play anymore.
I thought you were going to say Mike Johnson just reported that the Leafs have left Stockholm and Klingberg is still kicking around.
He's not on the plane.
Oh my God. All right, Chatty, let's go to the main event right here. Unless you got anything else.
No, we're going to do it. So we got a little special Swedish version of Redline Diaries. I'll explain it to you when we get back from the intro, but this is Redline Diaries. All right. So how this version of Redline Diaries is going to work, and it's just a one-off. We're only going to do this because they were in Sweden. Instead of giving Dale hockey sayings or quotes that I normally do, where he tells me, is it hockey talk or horny talk? Did it come from a hockey game or from a porn movie? I'm gonna give him just names, just Swedish male names, and he has to tell me, is this a Swedish hockey player? Or is this a Swedish porn star?
You know what? You should have also thrown in like Swedish delicacies, like foods.
To see if you could even tell the difference.
I feel like the names could be very similar. But anyway, I love this. So, what am I going to say? How am I going to respond? Like, if it's a player or if it's
a player? If it's a player, I mean, select.
Okay,
this is
select.
a pretty decent hockey player.
Oh yeah, that's select.
Now, if it's not, well, it's erect.
Straight erect. Love that. Okay. All right. Let's get to it.
Let's test Dale.
What do we got? A 5 spot here?
We got 5 of them. So it's best of 5. You need 3 to win. First up, we have from Sweden, Thomas Brand. Thomas Brand.
Well, I don't know what Braun means, but I feel as though Braun could mean like not gold, not silver, but bronze. I'm going erect. That makes no sense, but I think it's erect.
That's correct. It is erect. Thomas Brand is erect. He's born in 1968. He has starred in over 100 adult films in the Swedish national country. I don't know, whatever you call it over there. Okay, here we go. You ready?
Yes.
Next up.
Okay.
Logan Rogue.
Oh man, this is a no-brainer. This is full erect.
You are correct. You're gonna sweep. It's like you've heard these before. You're 2-0.
No, watch that. Oh man, I've got this in the bag 100%. I can't, dude. I'm 2-0. Like I don't even pegging this. No problem. That's what she said.
Well, it gets a little difficult here. It gets a little difficult here.
Okay.
Number 3, Ronnie Peterson. Now think about that.
What? Ronnie Peterson? That can't be a Swedish. What?
Well, his name's Ronald, but I'm calling him Ronnie.
Dude, with anybody who's got a name, like if you're a Ron, I can't see how it's not.
Or maybe it's Peterson. I don't know.
I
don't know what all the dots mean on top of the letters.
I'm going full with. If you're a Ron, it's got to be full erect.
That is incorrect.
Oh, come on.
Ronnie Peterson was a professional hockey player from Sweden in the 1960s.
Oh, how can you be named Ron and not be fully erect and ready to go for a porn shoot? That's very disappointing. Okay, 2-1. I can still salvage this.
Yeah, you're doing fine. All right, here we go. Sven Tumba.
I wish I knew what that last name meant.
Let's just picture this. Someone coming out on the ice and they're like, number 62, Sven Tumba. Or you're at like a film award, and they're like, best actor goes to my man Sven Tumba.
Okay.
Which one could it be?
My man is fully erect. I'm going fully erect here. Every answer has been fully erect. It's fully erect.
That is incorrect.
Oh, come on,
That is
dude.
incorrect. Sorry.
Come
man.
on.
Sorry. Your Red Line Diary streak has come to an end, although this probably doesn't count.
Dude, that's 2-2. That's 2-2.
Oh, that's right. You are 2-2.
2.
Sorry. Oh, 2-2. Yeah, no, that is a professional hockey player from the late 60s, early 70s.
Jumping the gun there a little bit. Jumping the gun, having no faith in me. Come on, man. 2-2. 2-2. All right, let's go to the fifth and final one here.
All right, this is the trickiest one.
Everyone I've said has been fully erect. I have not said select once. It's all been erect.
Here we go. Rolf Ritterwall. Rolf Ritterwall.
He likes Ralph Rimenwalds?
No, Rolf Ritterwall.
Rolf Rimenwalds. Okay, dude. If you're
thinking these
all I hear there is rim and walls, it's gotta be fully erect. It's erect.
That is incorrect. That is incorrect.
Oh my god!
How professional Swedish from the 1980s? He was a professional hockey player from Sweden.
How did I blow that?
Dude,
I was 2-0 out of the gates, and then I lost the last 3. Oh my god. That is brutal. Very disappointed in myself. I thought Rimenwalds was for sure erect. Big time. Oh my god. When I'm Rimenwalds, I'm always erect. Guaranteed. Holy shit.
All right, and it's a bonus one for you. Tofik.
One namer like Madonna?
Just,
like Cher?
Yeah, just one name.
Like Seal? Like Meatloaf? How many more one namers can we name?
Just Tofik.
Keep naming a couple one namers though. Prince.
You said them all. Meatloaf.
/
Tiffany.
Bono.
Pink.
There's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them.
And add Tofik. Now, was Tofik the one named hockey player or the one named adult film star?
Every answer I've given is erect. Why stop? Now it's erect. It's erect.
That is correct.
Okay,
that is correct.
Man.
Not only is correct, he is, I don't know how these rankings work, but he is ranked the number 1 adult Swedish film star. Tofik.
Well, I lost. That's the first time I lost, but I don't think it really counts because it's not a true Red Line Diaries. Was David Duchovny there? No. And it felt, well, kind of. He was peeking around the corner a little bit, but
he's always looking through the curtains.
Hey man, we're not on North American soil, so I think I get a free pass for this one. Yes, I did lose, but it's just a little. And I don't think it goes against my perfect record.
No, because when you're deciphering like sayings, just trying to figure out if that was said in hockey, it's a little different than hearing a name because it really could go either way. It could go. You don't know who these people are.
Man, did I ever botch that? Like I said, fully erect every time, but I got the first 2 right, and then I went 0 for 3, and then I got the bonus right, but it was too late at that time. Very disappointed in myself, but not that disappointed because guess what? I'm gonna look up what was Torque? What was his name? Torque? Full Torque?
Tofik. I mean, you got that right, but I think like an Amish kid could have guessed that was an adult film star.
Well, guess what? I might fire up he's the most popular porn star in Sweden.
Well, he's ranked number 1.
Well, I might have to fire up and see what this dude's all about. See what kind of lady action this guy's cooking. So it's
he's born in Sweden.
We better wrap this up here because I got to get cooking with some Swedish flicks immediately.
Here we go. All right, for the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment on YouTube. Follow us on TikTok, Tip In Podcast. Email us tipinpodcast@gmail.com. And until we got a date with the big bad Blackhawks shout out on Friday, I'm Chad.
I'm Dale.
And we will.
Off again all week, guys. Next action, another Friday afternoon delight, 2 p.m. in Chicago. Shout out Blackhawks. American Thanksgiving. Oh, baby. What a weekend it's going to be next weekend. Can't wait. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe on YouTube. Go Leafs, go. Let's see what you got in the tank, boys. After coming home from Stockholm, after downing a ton of Swedish meatballs, and the biggest meatball himself, a massive meatball for William Nylander, absolute rock star on this trip. Go Leafs, go. We'll catch you guys later.